Hey guys, I decided to do two parts to James chapter 5. So here's the second part to that video, and I hope you really enjoy it. And the next one was, how old was I when I became a Christian? So I grew up Christian family my whole life, and this is going to be a very short little story. So Christian my whole life, Christian family. Brought up in a Brethren church in Sheffield, good old Sheffield Bible Chapel, shout out. And then had a relatively normal life, I guess. I got bullied in primary school, that pretty sucked, so I moved in high school to Leyland's Christian School. And then in grade 10, so I hadn't quite, I guess, given my life to God in the sense of when I'm an adult at that point, or like when I could make my own decisions. Because when I turned 15, something really rocked my world. So my father had a major cardiac arrest when I was 15 and passed away pretty much, not instantly, but within 10 minutes, I think they said. The ambos were there pretty fast, and they were doing a resuscitation for about 45, but they couldn't revive him. And so that rocked my world, and didn't make sense. And from then I spent the next 3 years, I think, just going on a journey of not going with God, partying. I got into alcohol a little bit. At one stage I found myself at a druggo's house at a party, where they were doing drugs. I didn't necessarily do the drugs, but in that environment, it was definitely unhealthy. And then I got to, when I was 18, I went to Canada to a campsite to volunteer for 3 months. And I said to God, you know what? If you don't show up, I'm done. And this is what I said, and honestly, this is what I said. I said, I'm gonna get drunk every weekend, I'm gonna do the drugs, and I'm gonna have sex with any girl I want. That's the point that I was at. And so I said, you got to show up in this time, in this 3 months. Within 3 weeks, God had shown me hope to have a life. So I met 3 guys that also didn't have a dad, and they were so in love with God still. And it just brought me hope. And after, I think, 2 months, I'd recommitted myself to God. So I would say, when I purposely, with all of my heart, for all my life, and made that commitment and said, God, I'm yours and my life is yours and I want to do what you want, was probably 18, I would say. And then from then, it's just been a journey of ups and downs, just like everybody else. Christianity is not easy, but it's amazing as well. And that I might talk about some stuff like that in a later video. So look out for that kind of a video. And the last question is, should pornography be talked about more in a Christian circle? Originally the question said with Christian men, but I wanted to broaden it because females watch pornography as well. So I decided to get some stats up, and I want to share them with you. And I was amazed at some of these. So 1 in 5 youth pastors watch porn, and 1 in 7 senior pastors use porn on a regular basis, and are currently struggling with it. So these are stats from America. So that's more than 50,000 US churches, US church leaders. 43% of senior pastors and youth pastors say they have struggled with pornography in the past. Now, I've struggled with pornography for the last 12 years. At times, dramatically more, and currently dramatically less. So and I'm comfortable with talking about it because it can be an addiction. So at my peak, when I was at the worst, I couldn't go without a day with it. And now and this is what I'm talking about, being comfortable in uncomfortable conversations. So this is what I was talking about. In this, pornography can become uncomfortable, especially in Christian circles. And I think you really need to find the courage to talk about it with your youth pastor or your senior pastor, or a leader, or someone, because I talked about it in another video as well, where you put the seed of that, whether you put it in the darkness of soil, in dark soil, where the light doesn't shine and you don't tell anybody and it's just something that you struggle with every day, you're going to find it so hard to get over. Whereas if you talk about it with someone, talk and bring and shed light on it, then that seed won't grow in a bad way. So talk to someone. And so the next stat, so this one, 64% of Christian men and 15% of Christian women say they watch porn at least once a month. So like I said, yes, it affects more towards men because we're just built differently. But women do watch pornography as well. And it's nothing... I would say if you have been in a life and you've not ever been tempted, tell us your secret. Because I near guarantee that everyone at some point in their life has been involved or been tempted or has been shown pornographic content or nudity or something like that. So tell me your secret. Let us know what you do to not be involved, because the media, the world is very, it's just out there. And the stat that I want to talk about is only 7% out of, this is in America, 7% of pastors report their church has a ministry program for those struggling with porn. I was blown away by that stat. 7% of churches in America have a program to help with struggling with porn. We need to talk about this more, whether it's in a program, whether it's with your mentor or coach or senior pastor, youth pastor. We've got to talk about this more. I've always said I've led at Rumpus Youth, and I've talked with my boys, my Connect Group boys, and I've always said to them this, that's stuck with me. As a young man who might not be married yet, if you're watching porn, it actually sets up your future wife to fail immediately with intimacy. You set an expectation for her that she will never meet. Ever. You set up your wife to fail before you even get married. And I know that sounds really harsh. And women as well. You set up your husband to fail immediately before you get married. And because pornography is not love, it's not sex. They do have sexual intercourse, but they don't have intimacy. They can try and act it, but there it is. It's acting. It's not love. So, like I said, men, you set your wife up to fail and set an expectation that she will never meet. Women, girls, you set up your husband to fail and for an expectation that he will never meet. So talk about it. Talk to your youth pastor or senior pastor, anyone. Talk to someone about it. Shed some light on your addiction. I have my mentors that know everything about me. They know every addiction I've had. They know the extent. I am incredibly honest with them, and they are incredibly brutally honest with me at times. Find that person that you can have that says, CJ, you're screwing up. Stop it. You're not going about this the right way. You need to stop. Find that person that can be honest with you. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed these questions. I know I've enjoyed these questions. my encouragement is go find comfortability in uncomfortable situations, because that will get you so far in life, especially in jobs and with your future wife or husband. Talk to someone, find a mentor, find someone to talk to if you have an addiction. And guys, don't forget to comment which book of the Bible you want to do next. Also, don't forget to subscribe, because you subscribing helps my YouTube channel grow, and it also helps me grow my way that I can help other people. So without you, I can't help other people. So I need your help. So subscribe for me, guys. And can't wait for the next book of the Bible. So go be a blessing to someone else, and peace out.